Hi guys, welcome back to G Chats with your host G. We are as always in the G spot. I'm so excited for today's episode. I know there's a lighting change and I just want to put out a disclaimer. If any of you do watch the podcast, sometimes the lighting changes throughout the video because I sometimes get so busy and I don't film in the morning like I want to, and I end up filming later in the day, which is around sunset. And I think that I could get away with the sunset time and the fact that the sun is literally my lighting, because I have two giant windows in my office, so I do have a lot of natural lighting. And I think in my head, I think that I can get away with, oh, the sun is setting, it's still two big windows, it's still light outside, the lighting will be fine. And I think like 2 episodes ago, like you could literally, I went from like light in my office to like dark, and I was trying to adjust the lighting. I put a disclaimer on the video, but you could obviously tell the lighting is different in this video, and that is because the sun has already set. It is literally dark out, but I wanted to film this so that I can edit it and get it out in time. So yeah, today's episode is funny birth stories. So my team pulled some of these stories that they could find on the internet about birth. Now, we know that a lot of birth stories can be tragic. A lot of birth stories can be like horrific, traumatizing. We didn't want to go that route. We chose funny birth stories as like a good palate cleanser to the episodes. I try to flip through like educational, funny Q&As, like interactive, historical. So I try to do a mix of all different things just to give you guys a lot of change, but also like consistency with the topic, but just like the niche, obviously, but just like different style videos and different kind of videos. So I hope that you guys enjoy this. So let's get into the very first story. So this says, when I was laboring, we lost my daughter HR, so we were rushed in for an emergency C-section. During the chaos of it all, the nurse tossed my husband a pair of scrubs and told him to change quickly. I was on oxygen because I was panicking, and he was trying to change as fast as he could. So he started stripping down to his underwear, and the nurse glances over and goes, "No, they go over your clothes." And for a split second, we all started laughing. 22 minutes later, I was holding my perfect 9-pound baby girl, and all was good. That is hilarious. And such a, like, I feel like such a guy thing. Like, the nurse tosses him the scrubs, and he's just like, oh my God, like everyone's in panic mode, and he just, like, I couldn't imagine like having the oxygen, looking over, and like your nurse is seeing your man like almost naked, and he's also just like in a delusional state, has no idea what's going on, just like trying to follow. Like, it's cute because he's trying to follow the orders, but like totally just like messed up, started stripping. But I love that you guys got a good laugh, and it's so beautiful. I know she said they lost her daughters. And so then she had her perfect 9-pound baby girl. That's beautiful. So story number 2 says, when I had my first, I was low on amniotic fluid, so they put a tube up in there to fill me back up like a water balloon, then took it out when it was time to push. Well, my doctor was sitting right in front and center with a splash mask and waterproof clothes. My mom was at my left leg in her street clothes, and a nurse was at my right leg in her regular scrubs. Neither of them got splash masks or rain gear like the doctor had. Oh my God, I know what's coming. I pushed her head out, and in that gap between her chin and shoulders where her neck was space enough for the liquid. They filled me up with to shoot out like a geyser. It went from left to right, hitting my mom in the face, then arched over the doctor's head like a rainbow, and then hit the nurse in the face. The only person who was dry as a bone was the one in full rain gear. Watching this made me laugh, which then made the water spurt out with every jiggle of my giggle. My mom was screaming, "Stop laughing," over and over in complete panic, and the nurse actually ran for cover. This, of course, made me laugh even more. Thank goodness for medication. And I just kept splashing all over the place, except the doctor, everywhere except the doctor. He made it out dry as a bone. That's so funny. I mean, if my mom was standing there and I was like splashing her with my amniotic fluid, I would be losing it too. This is so funny. So story number 3 says, while I was at home waiting for the contractions to ramp up, I was walking around the living room unable to sleep, and whenever a contraction got to the peak, I would lie face down on the sofa and groan into a cushion to avoid waking my husband. At one point, I was face down mid-moan when I suddenly felt someone vigorously rub my back. How nice, I thought. My husband is here rubbing my back through the contractions, just like we practice in birthing class. Then I looked up and realized it was my dog humping me furiously. Thanks, doggy. Like, just terrible timing. The dog had awful timing. So I actually, I've been humped by a dog. The one time my boyfriend's dog was like playing with my leg, and I was sitting on the chair, and I was kind of like flipping my leg on and off his shoulder. And at one point he kind of like, he had his 2 arms. So he's on his 2 back legs, stands up, and he puts like his 2 arms around like my leg, and my leg is sitting on his shoulder. So he basically has my leg up on his shoulder, and he like wraps his arms in the way that you're imagining around my leg. And the next thing I know, he starts like viciously humping my leg, and the scream that I scrumped, I was like, ah! Like, I screamed so loud. My boyfriend turned around and was like, well, what happened? I was like, he just humped me. So I can't imagine like being in labor. And also it's funny because she took birthing classes with her husband. So she's thinking like, oh my God, my husband's so kind. He's up here rubbing my back. He's taking care of me. And then she turns around and it's her dog literally viciously humping her. That's crazy. So this one says, this happened following a 55-hour labor that ended in an emergency C-section and a 9-pound, 15-ounce baby boy. My wife was obviously beyond exhausted. I was also pretty tired, but not in the same galaxy as what she went through. Our kid had to spend a day in the NICU, and when they finally brought him to us, in the middle of the night, she could barely stay awake. As I held our huge son for the first time in that dark hospital room, I heard my wife say, I should let you know I had an affair, and then nothing. My mind raced, trying to comprehend what she just said. Why had she wait until now? Was this even my child? About 15 seconds of dark silence passed. I heard, with a giant. She had fallen asleep halfway through her joke, which I believe made it that much funnier. Oh, okay. So I was so scared reading this. I'm like, wait, what's happening? But I guess... So I guess she was trying to tell a joke that I should let you know, like I had an affair. And then she went silent because she was so out of it from labor that she fell asleep and she didn't get to finish the joke. And 15 seconds later, she uttered, with a giant. That was a joke because the baby was so big, 9 pounds, 15 ounces. But he didn't get to, honestly, me, like if that was like, if my man pulled a joke, like obviously I would be the one in labor, but like if my man pulled some kind of joke like that on me, I would be stressing. Like I'd be like, oh my God, did he actually, like I'd wake him up. I'd be like, did you actually have an affair? Please finish the joke. But like, I get it. She just gave birth. So he's probably like, sleep, get your rest. But that would have me stressed. But that's funny. Oh my God, that's so sweet though. Like she tried to crack a joke and stuff like that. And she's so tired. But I can imagine like the room is dark. So this was like the perfect setting for all of this. So she's a real one for cracking this joke in that kind of moment, especially trying to like have humor after labor and delivery. But the next one says, at one point during delivery, my rather handsome OBGYN said that my son was a bit stuck. I said, well, you put him in there, doc, so you damn well get him out. Room went quiet for a bit until my partner quickly told the other medical staff that our son was conceived using the doctor's IVF clinic. Oh my God. See, I read that too and I was like, well, you put him in there. You better get him out. What are we talking about? Like, this sounds like an affair. But it was through IVF. That's funny. She's a jokester for that. And to come up with that on the spot during labor, that's clever. Okay, this one's a short one, and this one's actually the last one, so this episode is like super short. This one says, in between pushes, my husband knelt in front of me and told me I was doing a great job and was so strong. I opened my eyes and said, yeah, your body could never. Oh my God. You know what? Have you guys, I know that this is like a common theme, and a lot of women will agree. You guys ever like dealt with a man while he was sick, like while he had a cold, and it's like the most ridiculous thing ever. Like, he is just so dramatic and you're like, come on, like, you're good. So I feel like they would never be able. I want to buy one of those like period simulators and try it on all of the men in my life, like the period cramp simulators. Try it on my dad, my brothers, my partner. Like, I want to see how they react to period cramps, and I want to put it on myself and see if it's similar, and then be like, yeah, this is exactly how cramps are, and see how they react, because like they definitely could not handle labor and delivery, and honestly pregnancy as a whole. But this was a short video. Those were the stories that my team put together. I know it's a short video. I know that this podcast episode is probably, if I look at my phone, honestly, it's probably like 15 minutes long, which I guess is good, you know, a nice cleanser. It's not a super long episode, just something nice for you guys to listen to on your drive to work, or at the end of your day or something like that. Just a nice, short, quick, funny palate cleanser of an episode. Last week's episode was pretty in-depth, pretty educational. Happy Mother's Day again. This video is now after Mother's Day. I'm filming after Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day. I hope you guys enjoyed last week's episode about postpartum and nourishing your hormones and what's actually happening to your hormones. Let me know in the comments below what kind of episodes you'd like to see in the next coming weeks. We have a lot planned. I'm excited for you guys to watch the upcoming episodes, but I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.